All right. I guess we'll go ahead and start. So, welcome in, everybody. It is Tuesday, October 24th. And today, we are just going to talk a little bit about leadership. So, been seeing a lot of things on Twitter in the community for Destiny, for other games. Like, it doesn't really matter what that is. There's always a talk about leadership, right? As we come up to our elections and as we come up to, just a bunch of different games dropping and things like that, we're all looking towards people as being community leaders. And that's a good thing to have. But the difference between political and the difference between community leaders is it's sort of organic. When it comes to community, there's not an election, there's not a process to become a leader. Nobody goes into a game forum and says, hey, we want you to be the leader of Warframe, right? You're going to come in and you're going to help us all become, amazing people, and you're going to shepherd us into this new era. You become a leader organically, right? And it's mainly through actions and words. It's through things that you do in the community. So whether you're helping others in the game or in the community, whether they're streaming or viewing, whatever it is, but being active, showing respect towards fellow people, it's all the same things. You would just be a normal, good human being, right? The difference in our elected leaders is really, unless you personally know them, you don't really get so much of that choice, right? You don't really know who that real person is. You see a lot of the dirt, whether it's being slung by somebody else or whether it just surfaces. And that is something that, we can combat through the media and things. And social media does the same thing for us personally. So when we're looking at our leaders in our communities for gaming, we're doing the same thing, right? We're holding people accountable for what they do. Some people rise as leaders just from things that they've done, whether they've inspired people through, charity or just, fostering community or just helping others achieve what they want to do, and not being selfish in their own actions and their own words. So it's the same way I do when I'm I work 9 to 5. I'm in the tech industry, and I have become a leader just by doing those types of things as well, right? So having respect for others, being inclusive, valuing other people's times, and really doing things for the greater good and not really worrying about outcomes for myself, right? So when I look at actions that I take, or if I look at meetings I hold and so on, it's always about what is this going to do for the group? It's a group mentality, because in the end I don't run the company. I don't even run a team. I'm not a manager. But overall in the org, I'm seen kind of as a leader, and that's good. So I can take that and use it as influence to help others get to a point where we can all be leaders in our own respect. But you're not going to be a leader per se, right? You're not going to be voted in per se, but I think all of us have leadership qualities, and there's a big difference towards wanting to be a leader. I actually don't want to be a manager. I don't want to be a vice president. I don't want to be a leader of an organization inherently, but I do want to be a leader in the community. I want to be a leader personally. So whether it be through Twitch or YouTube or a specific game, could be Destiny, could be Warframe, whatever. I'm going to keep striving to be a leader, to help with that mentality, to help spread, the positivity, speak up when you see negativity, when you see, whether it's, racism, sexism, bullying, whatever it is, if you can be that action, if you can speak up and help others and keep that contained, right? Remove that from the platform, remove it from the gaming community, remove it from the social community. If you stop these actions, as they happen, if you suppress that, that's how we rise up, right? Because we don't, like I said, we don't elect each other to be leaders. We don't have that option, right? You can vote for people to be, like in contests, you can vote for them to be the best. You think they do awesome work, great, go vote for them. That's, if they're up for an award, great, go help them out, right? Go gas people up. That's what we can do. If you think somebody did a great stream, post that link on Twitter and be like, hey, I think my friend here does really awesome work, and you should go check them out as well. Make sure that if you can, host and rate other people after you do a stream, or if you're viewing a stream and you think, hey, this is really fun, my friends would like this, go post it in a Discord, go post it on Twitter, spread that positivity, tell people why that stream is good. Not just spamming links, because people will probably ignore that. So there's so many actions you can do to either take part in a cause or help out your friends. There's just so many things we can do as leaders, as I say quote unquote leaders, because you can't have 100% of the community being leaders. Not everybody is a leader, but it doesn't mean we all have leadership qualities. It doesn't mean that we can't do things that we would want our leaders to do. It doesn't make sense to have 100% leaders, because you would have no followers. Followers are extremely important. They help move the cause forward, but it doesn't mean that they do it in such a fashion that may be, I don't want to say mindless, but like hive mentality, right? Where they're just doing something because somebody said so. They're doing something because they believe in it. And they believe in it because of the leaders and the leadership qualities that others exude. So, as we reflect on the community and who our leaders are, we should always, sort of take an inventory of who we have now and who we want to be there, right? If we feel that certain people should be in a sort of, let's say, leadership capacity, right? Let's make sure that we're doing the right things to hold them accountable if that's what we want. Let's make sure that we are holding up that standard that we would want to see for our leaders, right? We don't get to elect that, but we can pick and choose the people that we would want to be in that position just based on who we include, who we decide to turn the other way, right? So you may have some folks who you may think, hey, they're not doing good 100% of the time, but they are doing their best, right? But there are things that we can't look away from, right? And these are the things that we need to hold our folks to. And this is not a witch hunt. We're not going to mention anybody specific. That's not the point of this video. It's just more of a generality of taking things that I know in the professional world, the business world, and translating those into, the gaming, the social world, because they're not that different, right? The political world, they're not that different. In the end, we want to be the people that we want to see succeed. We want to socialize with the folks who, we're all going to help each other. And it's not just a ladder that we're stepping over each other to get to. Nobody really wins the game. You don't win streaming. Same thing with business, right? So there's a great author named Simon Sinek, and he's got a couple of great books that talk about basically knowing your why. Why are you here? why are you on the platform? Do you want to be a leader? Do you want to be part of a community? Do you want to be a follower? Know your why. Once you know your why, then figure out the how and figure out the what, right? How do I get to the why? For me, I think I want to be a leader in a community. I haven't figured out what, and I think I've kind of figured out the how, right? It's sort of through actions. It's through taking a stance. It's through making sure that you knock down behaviors that you don't want to see, and then it's about gassing up or improving or socializing behaviors that you do want to see. That's the how. The what is really more of picking either a platform or picking your direction, right? With me, it could be, I don't know, it could be like product reviews, it could be gaming, it could be dad advice with gaming and streaming and full-time, being a parent with this whole COVID thing. I don't know which direction it's going to go, but I do know the why. And I do want to be here, right? I do want to socialize and then I want to be an influence. I'm trying to figure out the what and the how, but you have to determine the why first in order to really understand where you fit, into like the social schematic. So, take that with what you will from this video, but just understanding, leadership is not, it's not a singularity. There's not one leader in this community. There's not one leader in the world. There's not one leader in your city, your state, your province, your territory, whatever it is. There's not one leader, right? Depending on where we are, we have the power to vote. We have the power to influence. We have the power to negotiate. We have the power to do a lot of different things. Some of them are more intrinsic than others. Some of them are through social media. Some of those are through our platforms. They're through gaming, they're through friendships. But whatever it is, use your power of leadership. Use those qualities. You do have those qualities, and you can 100% use those to influence and be the greater good. So, but let's use these times to really help each other influence who we want to be, as far as leaders in a figure form and leaders in the quality form, in the qualities that we want to be. So anyways, hope this was helpful. If anything, if you feel like you want to share it out on platforms, let's get the message going. But let's be leaders, right? Let's show those qualities. Let's go make it a great community.